Hi, and welcome to this brief introduction of the new batch seeder feature within the Promptalot extension. Now, what does the batch seeder do, and what is the purpose of this? Well, some people are in the habit of writing a particular prompt and then iterating through 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, or maybe even 20 different versions of that prompt by using a seed parameter at the end. So what they would do is they would add seed 1, seed 2, seed 3. Let me quickly show you what I mean. So let's say I'm working on a prompt that is simply called a red house on a green hill. Now, it doesn't matter whether this is a good prompt or not. I'm just trying to illustrate what you might be doing. So if this was the prompt that you were working on, you could simply enter this prompt and it would spit out some images. But as we all know, Midjourney is a little bit random. So each time you enter that prompt, you'll get a different set of images. And the first one you get might be good, but it may not be perfect. It may not be the one that you really, really need. So that's why a lot of people, what they tend to do is they will simply take that prompt, enter the command again, and they'll add seed 1, and they'll do it again, seed 2, they'll do it again, seed 3, and they'll go through multiple iterations. It depends on what you're working on. It might be more, it might be less. Now, obviously that's a very tedious process. It's pretty annoying. So that's why I built the batch seeder feature based on a user request. And the batch seeder actually takes away a lot of the work that you need to do. Well, first of all, you can open up the settings, and if you go to the tools section of the settings, you'll find these two values here at the bottom, the batch seeder start value and the batch seeder count. And what that means is that the seed value, the first seed value that will be used is this number. So right now I've set it to 1, but you could also set it to 1,000, 100, or 555. It doesn't really matter what you want. I'm going to leave it at 1. And then you set the batch seeder count. In this case, it's 5, meaning that starting with a value of 1, I wanted to iterate up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this value was set to 100, then the values would be 101, 102, 103, 104, and 105. I think you get the point. So I'm going to leave the settings at what they are now. But just to show you what happens, the buttons is this one here, this stacked list here. And what happens when I press on this button is it copies the full prompt, but it also adds the seed parameter at the end, and it also sets permutations. So what this does is now, if I hit enter, it will open up the prompt that asks me to confirm whether I want to work through all of these 5 different iterations, and I hit yes. And that will then very quickly process all 5 of these prompts, each one with a particular seed that is required. And at the end, once we've gone through all of these iterations, I can pick the absolute perfect image that I really need. So I think you can see how this can be a massive time saver for those people who really use Midjourney very extensively and are used to really picking the absolute perfect image. And instead of having to constantly remove a number, add a new number, hit enter, enter the command again, obviously you could enter this permutation by hand. But if you're in the habit of doing this for like 20 iterations, then this can be quite time consuming. And this just makes it so much easier. And you can even set up, very particular seeds that you're used to using. So I hope you enjoyed this brief introduction to how the new batch seeder feature in the Promptalot extension works. And I'll see you in the next video.